Das heißt, wenn er bei 7, ja, okay, wenn er bei 7, dann spiele ich dort.
Dann spielst du. Was für Max will ich auf 9?
Was jetzt?
So, passt.
Und da fangen die immer.
Holen. Oma.
Pielo. Pielo.
Ja, immer so anders. Ja.
Pielo, okay. Aber jetzt in der Hand. Okay.
Okay.
Ciao, ciao.
Welcome back to Vienna, to the Concord Card Casino in Wien Simmering. It is the round of each championship final table, 9 players. And our valet has just arrived to arrange some drinks for our final tablist. In seat 1 is Joe Gaynard, seat 2 is Fabian Grich, in seat 3 Ricky Buckland, seat 4 Miko Lemuster, seat 5 is, I'm going to change that because it's actually Ludovic Masculin, seat 7 Brigitte Bruna, seat 8 Marianne Tadic, seat 9 Julian Tessedra, and seat 8 and seat 9 is Dori Limento. So, number of faces you might recognise here on this final table, and we've already got a an all-in and a call, and it's going to be Brigitte who's all in, and has been called by Fabian in seat 2, and also Ludovic in seat 5, who are now playing a side pot. Board is King 10-7. And both made a little bet and a call. It's now been checked by Ludwig. And Fabian fires out a bet of 7,000, 8,000. And that's been called by Ludwig. So we're going to see a queen on the river. So the board is King 10, 7, Ace, Queen. And it's pocket threes for Fabian, Ace 2. And Bridget's got Jack 7, so has made the straight. So she's going to get a triple up. And Ludwig is going to get a side pot. Quite significant side pot, mind you. And on we're going to go. So how this works, it's round of each championship, so it's no limit Hold'em and pot limit Omaha, and it's as simple as it says, really. They play a round of each. One orbit of Hold'em, then followed by one orbit of Omaha. And on we go. So a couple of faces you might recognise. In seat 3, Ricky Buckland picked up a gold and a silver yesterday, along with a bracelet. You've caught him on the stream. In seat 9 is Dory, who is currently the leading the race for the to be the top female player at this series, and also is very close to being the top player overall. Just 6 points off. If she gets a top 4 finish, she will go level at the top of that leaderboard as well. With just tomorrow's events to go. Nobody in the main event can really, I think, affect that leaderboard now. So blinds are 1,500, 3,000, and Dory's made it 7,000 under the gun. And Joe folds, as does Fabian, as does Ricky, as does Mikko, and Ludwig, and Brigida says I'm all in. And I would imagine if the one small blind is out the way, it's just Julian in the big blind to make a decision. Brigida is all in for just over 8,000. Julian folds, so Dory's going to obviously make the call. Dory shows ace queen, and it's pocket tens of Brigida. It's the tens that are at risk. Here we go. And it's king 7-9. Jack gives options, plenty of them, and that's one of them. And a straight is good enough. It'll be another double up for Brigida. And a triple up first hand, double up second hand. Not a bad way to go. So the Headhunter side event is down to 3 tables. Hopefully we'll be able to catch the final table of that as well later on. Depends how quickly this one plays out, really. So raised from the button to 7,000 by Marion, and Julian is all in. So decision back on Marion, and he folds. So Dory's small blind, Joe in the big, which means it'll be Fabian to act first. He folds. When we go to Ricky, he folds as well. This is Mikko. And Ludovic and Bridget folds as well. So over the right hand side of your screen. And it's Marion this time that's all in. And gets it through. And he does. Picks up the blinds and the ante, and on we go. Some seat 3, first to act, top left of your screen, he folds. And it goes fold, 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 fold. All the way around to Dory on the button. That's going to be a raise, I would imagine. And it is. Makes it 7,000. Joe folds. Fabian on the big blind. And he folds. Very rare are you going to see Dory not raise it up from the button if it's folded around to her. And that's exactly what she did. So, raise from Fabian from the small blind, and Ricky folds, and on we go. Very, very passive final table so far, apart from Bridget, who was obviously the short stack and got the triple up and then the double up. So far, a lot of folding going on. Top 6 are getting paid in this. So exactly the same thing as before, folded all the way around, and it's Fabian in the button this time. That raises it up to 6,000. Ricky folds, and a call this time from the big blinds, so we're going to see a flop. So the board is King 4-8, and Mikko's checked out of the big blind, and Fabian fires another bet of 5,000, called by Mikko. So it's an ace on the turn. Mikko says, I'm all in. after check. So Mikko's checked and Fabian has made it 11,500, and Mikko says I'm all in. Fabian's asked for a count. And it's 61,900 in total. Mikko says it's kind of a lot. So Mikko's playing about 110, maybe 120. So this is probably a call for just over half of his stack. And he folds. Mikko's told to show the bluff. It's good for the game. So he shows a 5 of hearts. Which does sort of feel like a bluff to me, but... Oh, the table's going to liven up. The drinks are arriving now, so... So, producers limped under the gun, and Joe's made the call, Fabian's made the call, Ricky's made the call, and then from the big blind, Ludovic has gone all in. Ridgeter's made the call. She's the shortest stack. Joe's folded, Fabian's folded, and Ricky's asking how much is Ludovic playing. So, Ludovic has King 10, Queen Ace, and it's Ace, Ace, Queen 5. It's the Ace, Ace, Queen 5 at risk here in this Omaha hand. And the board comes out 499. Neither have a 9. Ace is still ahead. Another 4 would bring a spade draw, but neither's got those as well. Ace on the river is going to give Bridgeter another double up. So she's had a triple up, a double up, and another double up now, and is very much back in this game as the shortest stack to join us on this feature final table. That's how to turn a short stack into a playable stack in 3 easy hands. So we're playing Omaha at the moment, of the pot limit variety. So what have we got here? So Marianne has made it 3. Was he 3? He's in the big blind. Let me get that right. So it's Dory that's raised it up, potted it, and it's folded all the way around to Marianne on the big blind, and he folds. I was too busy taken by Lee asking if he could have a 5er on trap 3. We didn't stream the Fusion final table last night, but the entire rail had basically picked a horse on the final table and had €5 in each. And Lee sensibly backed his mate Ricky, who went and scooped. So Ricky picked up however much for his win, plus a bracelet and a gold medal, and his mate picked up €35 for his trouble. Very nice work. So on we go, another Omaha hand. So blinds are still 1,500, 3,000 for another 5 minutes. And we're folding all the way around. Bridgeter in the small blind makes up 3,000, and it's a check from the big blind. So 2 to the flop, and it's 3-7 ace with 3 hearts. Goes check check. So we're going to see a 10 of clubs on the turn. Check check again. So they're both going to see the river. That's a 6 of spades. Got a funny feeling this is going to go check check. Yeah, they're chatting about what hands they've got already. So that'll be enough. And I think all the cards were in the middle there, but I'm thinking it's Marion's hand that wins. Actually, he had 3 6s, 3 6s and a 3 in his hand, which is obviously a very strong Omaha hand that you play all day long. The 6 on the river was enough for him to win that one. Just for you at home, do not play 6-6-6-3 in Omaha. That's my tip of the day. Well, not unless actually you're getting in for free in the big blind. Then it's okay. So the board is 5-8 Jack, and pretty much Marian's pot bet there is going to be enough, and Dory says I'm all in, and he says he calls. So basically, we're going to get to showdown. Let's not mess about. So it's kings and queen 7 for Marian, and it's 8, 9, 9, 10 for Dory, with a couple of diamonds on there as well, and another diamond on the turn is pretty much going to be it over, and we will lose Marian in 9th place, I believe, and we do. Very well played to him. Just ran into a drawing hand of Dory, and Dory scoops. So we're down to 8. Top 6 are getting paid in this. And on we go.
And soon Estonia.
On we go with another Omaha hand. Oh, looks like Ricky's getting pizza brought to the table. Love it. Pizza for Ricky. Pizza for Ricky. What have you, Lee? What have you ordered in there?
Just a margarita.
Just a plain margarita for Ricky. Enjoy. To be fair, they've left him 2 slices. I mean, that's pretty poor. So here we go then. We're going to see a flop. It's 9-5 queen, and it's going to be blind on blind. Blind on blind with the button, actually. I'll tell a lie. So it's and it's Bridget that bets out on the button after it going check, and that's good enough. She will take that one down. On a little break whilst we chip up here. Won't take very long to do. Just getting the hundreds off the table makes the game run a little bit smoother. So bear with us for 2 minutes whilst the staff sort this out, and then we'll be back with you.
What is in the pot?
Please clear up from the headhunter tournament. Take your seats. Noch nie bezahlt, ne? Okay. 19.
Okay, jetzt 500. Okay, die schon bezahlt von hier, bezahlt von hier aus, ja? 14.000.
Ich komme gleich im Startlos-Turnier drin, ja?
Okay, okay.
Kauhean nälkä on. We're gonna do the 500 also.
Just a second, okay, there is only one. 12,000. Okay? And what's happening now? 47,000.
Oh, come on. Come on, Ace. Come on.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
How should I win this?
You don't have to win. You win already one time.
No, I did it.
You did it.
I lost every chip race today.
Okay. Brother, give me phone 6,000. Stimmt? Oder stimmt? 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50,
50.
50.
25. 50.
Genau. Ist ja so.
So, warte. Lassen wir das so, damit sie sieht, wie viel wir weggenommen haben.
Okay, aber du kannst nehmen ein bisschen draußen von hier oder von hier. Ja?
Egal.
Warum? Du hast schon viel Action.
Glaubst du?
Ja, natürlich.
5,000?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
Yeah, give me. How much you have in your hand?
5.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Perfect, thank you very much.
There you go. There. Now
So,
it's,
enjoy your break.
Huh? Enjoy my break? Enjoy my break. Are you kidding me, man? Enjoy my break?
Can you order like food here?
One more time.
Can I order food here at the table? Is it possible? Yes.
This is Concord Car Casino. Everything is possible. Don't be surprised.
Nice to know.
We was Omaka. Exactly 100K?
Is it?
101, I think.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because I want the cheap price this time. 600 points from there.
Okay, this is the temporary chip leader, yeah? She's a chip leader now. 130. 130. Actually, 129, sorry. Excuse my English is not so good.
Well, I can get almost a double from you if that's okay.
Helsinki. Did you work similar job?
Sorry?
Did you work a similar job?
Yeah. As a, yeah, in a casino Helsinki, yeah.
As casino dealer?
Sorry?
Casino dealer?
Yeah, and like a poker floor also.
How long you are in this business?
22 years so far. Started young.
I also started very young. Really, really young.
Well, the time flies here.
Unfortunately. Really, I just remember 2008 when I said, I'm just gonna do this a few months, and then I was waiting for a national security agency in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Then I do it several months, I think, and they call me and they say, yeah, I keep doing that.
Well, you have possibility here to move up as a floor or anything. No, just a poker dealer.
Actually, yes, there's a possibility if all of them just fly into one airplane and
Die.
you know what I mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is under control. Ich habe zwei Kamera.
Sit open. Einmal.
No, no.
Ja, sit open.
8 players. 8 players.
Diese Jugend. Die Fotografie like Christmas geschenk.
Ja.
Eight jack three is flop. He has one pair of kings. He has a open-ended one pair and flash draw. Immediately drop one card.
Der ist auch weniger geworden bei denen, oder? Sie hat sich schön behalten. Die spielt gut, die spielt sehr gut. Nur diese Turnier durchgeführt. Italien. Die ist wie ein Mann. Einen Tag waren sie zusammen auf dem Finale. Sie dritte, er erste. Make the follow up. Pizza.
Now,
Calcola che sono chip leader. No, tipo 120, gli altri hanno sui 110. Chip leader per proprio due blind.
Players back from the break, and joining me on comms for the rest of this is Mr. JP Round.
Hello, Lee. I will do my best. What are we coming back
Excellent.
to? Any idea? Are we into Hold'em? Into Omaha?
We're playing Omaha for the break, so I'm assuming we possibly might still well be.
I guess we're still round to change at
Blinds at
C1, yeah?
2,000, 4,000 now.
So, anyone's out there listening? We got Joe in seat 1, Fabian in seat 2, Ricky, seat 3, going for his third medal in 2 days. I beg your pardon? Okay, we got Miko in seat 4 has travelled down from Helsinki for this. Well, hasn't travelled down for this, but he's travelled down from Helsinki.
Well, let's
say he's travelled down for this, specifically for this.
Specifically for this tournament and his final table tier.
Miko has come here just to play for APAC. Yep. We had a long discussion. He was my table mate in my starting table. Then we have Ludovic. Who did we lose? Sorry. Birgitta, Julien, and then Dory going for one more medal. And Dory is looking very good in terms of the Playover Series rankings. So the first hand looking on. Basically looks like Under the Gun and Joe in the big blind have checked this all the way down to the flop. Oh no, sorry, I beg your pardon. One of the other players was in, but it looks like Joe has taken that down. So, second hand of the final table. We are still on PLO. I'm going to assume, yep, third card's being dealt, so we are on PLO. And it's going to be Dory's button, which means Joe's going to be in the small blind. Ricky folds Under the Gun. Miko puts out a chunky old raise. Obviously with PLO, so it's pot limit. So we're playing at 2-4, and he's chucked out with 11,000. That's gone folded all the way around to the big blind. Big blind is Fabian, who makes the call. We're going to see a flop. Try and get you some stacks when you can. If you're listening, if you're out there, if you've got a horse in the field, then give us a shout. Tag us on Facebook. Say hello. Flop is 2-3 Jack, 2 clubs, and it's gone check to the turn, which is Queen of Spades. Fabian first to act, reaches for chips, puts out a stack of yellows. Looks like about 10. No, it's in fact 13. Action's now going to go back to Miko. Hey, let's it go. So Joe's playing around 85. Joe playing around 85 in seat 1. And then Fabian now, after a little bit of chip up, is playing about 100, 101. Looks like we got Ricky playing 17, maybe a little bit more than that.
80.
Okay.
81.
Oh yeah, I didn't see the stack right in front of that. We will never mention during the final coverage how many of those chips are mine, but if you just
A number of them, yeah.
not many to be fair.
Yeah.
I didn't have that many.
Yeah.
Are you losers?
So this has basically gone. Looks like Dory's opened, and Fabian in the small blind has put a lot of chips over the line, and Dory lets it go.
You know which one. Views expressed on this microphone may not necessarily be the views of APAT. But they will be the views of JP, even if I say them.
That doesn't even make sense. Simon needs no introduction. He was last year's player of the year for APAT, I believe.
Current.
Well, or we can have current.
We'll be commentating on this year's player of the year of the series.
Ooh.
He
Dory, presumably.
For clarity, he wasn't player of the series. He was player of the year. I think you've done him down there. He wasn't player of the series. He actually player
For
of the year.
completeness and full transparency, I have been player of the series before.
What year was that?
Yeah, probably the year before.
What year? It wasn't the year before, was
Maybe
it?
the year before that.
Or maybe was it in black and white?
I've only been APATing for a number of years.
Well, as we all have.
But you've been APATing since.
Also
its
for a
birth.
number of years.
You were top of the pots in, I think, Manchester first year we did Manchester, I think.
That sounds about right. Oh no, I
Or
think
was it last one in London? Might have been last one in London.
I think it was the last one in London, Lee. And as everybody knows, I've only been APATing for about 5 years, but you'll find me at the top of most of the leaderboards, or not at the top, but towards the top. I'm not at the top of any of the leaderboards, but I'm further ahead than JP.
I've had player of the series once. I've never had player of the year.
Have you had player of the series?
I had player of the series, yeah. I sat around, played every event, folded a lot, limped into final tables.
Was this the first year
Squeaked it home.
before people knew about APAT?
It was First year of Aspers. Season 5, 6. I don't know.
Oh, that doesn't feel like it's true.
Check it. It's written down.
Where is it written down?
In all the everywhere we write everything down with.
Don't you remember Matt Dale lost everything on the forum?
It's on Facebook. It's a thing.
No, I'm not sure it is.
So whilst we've been
Something-
abusing each other, there's been some action. So Dory's in a hand with Fabian, and we've got a Queen 7-3 flop, the rainbow, and the 4 of spades has turned up on the turn. Dory has checked. Fabian will be next to act.
The blind levels.
So Dory's
Go on, Dory.
okay. So there's a big old stack of chips in front of Fabian, and Dory's just moved a few over and shot the all-in disc in front of her. Looks like she's playing a stack of about what 100, 120. Is there another stack of yellows behind the two we can clearly see? And it's been called anyway, so
What game
players
we
are
playing?
all in.
Okay.
It's Jack Queen. It's a set of 3s versus Jack Queen, and we get a 4 on the turn, and it's little full house for Dory.
Dory gets a full double. She does flop a lot of sets.
So we've lost Fabian. Top 6 are getting paid in that for those out there railing their friends to the money.
So there's 600,000 chips in play. I would estimate that Dory has around about 250. Maybe, yeah, about 250.
Would you make her a slight favourite for the event then?
I think she was favourite probably before the final table was set.
I think she was favourite for a card was dealt, possibly.
Well,
Were you in
let's-
this
let's
event?
not go
You
too
weren't
far,
in this
maybe.
event, so
No, I wasn't in this
maybe she
event, no.
was.
Play this event.
No.
You did play an event though this week, didn't you?
Played 2 for fun, and Danny knocked me out to them both.
He's a good player, that Danny.
No, he's not.
It's very Dutch. Very Dutch. Very Dutch.
So Ludovic moved all in and picked up the blinds on the last hand. I just took a screen grab of the players so that we could know the names of the people we're talking to and about.
Geek. We don't talk about poker on these streams. Not when I'm commentating. We don't talk about
I'm
poker.
not actually talking about poker. I'm just knowing people's names.
But even then, I think that's a step
Maybe
too
in
far.
life it's something you could consider remembering people.
I think that's a step too far.
The other guy called Brooke, our favourite Brooke, and he turned up today. Oh, sorry, whenever he turned up this week. I've actually never seen him before in my life. I'm like, I've blatantly played in 3 or 4 tournaments with you and him.
I met him
We've
yesterday.
even pointed out that you have the same name.
I met him yesterday.
And how's your week gone compared to his? Maybe if you were a bit nicer, you'd have run goods like that.
Well, no, I don't remember. But I met him yesterday. I'd never seen him before in my life. I met him yesterday. There's no...
That's not true, because our conversation where you denied seeing him was 2 days ago.
But I hadn't met him at that point, and I still didn't meet him on that day. So therefore, I'm factually correct.
Actually introduced you
Oh,
to him
you're
on
looking
that
at your
day.
little photo of people's names again, are you?
Yeah, because I'm trying to give courtesy to. This is the whole stem of this.
I don't even know what
conversation
game
having.
we're playing, JP. Why?
I know, but that happens to you when you commentate. It happens to me when I'm playing.
Well,
Mind you, it happens to our mate Chris as well, doesn't it?
self-deprecation.
Who also is somehow on the final table of the main event.
Who,
That's
Chris?
big Chris as opposed to little Chris. About not knowing what
What do
game
you
we're
mean
playing.
What do you mean somehow? That's a bit
Well,
harsh, isn't it?
How one of the final tables in the main
Well, we were playing the triple stud when he was doing very well, to be fair. And then he absolutely bombed a hand, believing he was playing 7-card stud. And only on 7th he realised he was playing Raz. And that did not go well.
I'm sure he's incredibly grateful for you bringing attention to that fact.
I'm sure he's in a good place right now. He
Yeah.
is now on the final table of the main event.
I wonder what that feels like.
So we're playing a much... Are we? I think we're to hold him. I assume we must be, because we seem to be... is that a nod, Ricky? Are you backing me up? Thank you, Ricky, for keeping me straight. You raiding you, Ricky? Any shout-outs? Nobody paying attention? Just those two. Anybody virtually raiding? Anyone back home? Sean and Steve. Ricky says hello to Sean and Steve as he tries to get his 3rd medal. And Gaz Howard.
Interacting with the players there. The only way that he can get people to talk to him.
Well, generally interacting with people is a good way to get them to talk to you. But why are you bothered? Because you don't like people talking to you anyway.
I don't like people talking to me. Why are you talking to me?
Okay, good point. So we're back to Hold'em.
No
It's
limits.
Ricky's big blind. It's gone fold. It's come round to the button. And it's Joe's small blind. Joe completes. It'll be small versus big unless Ricky does anything. Ricky riffles some chips.
He kind of dominates the conversation,
And
doesn't he, when he's...
10,000 total, Joe folds. Tournament director brings a rack over. Somebody's being moved tables. Be a bit unfortunate, wouldn't it? It looked like it. He brought over a plastic rack.
Well, he brought over a plastic box.
Plastic what?
Box.
That's like a rack. A rack is just a box without the top bit.
What, without a... That's a tray. A
A
box
rack
without a
is a
lid
tray.
is a tray.
Yeah, which is also a tray is therefore a rack.
That had a lid on it, therefore it was a
but-
box.
But they're transparent.
It also didn't have any chips in it.
But they're transparent. Yeah, but it wouldn't have chips, would it? They don't bring you over a rack full of chips when you're moving tables.
Well,
So
They
just so
bring
you
an
know,
empty
that
rack.
was a change of the deck of cards because one of the cards looked marked.
I'm not being a dick, am I? Like, literally, a box without a lid is a tray.
Yeah, I agree. So it looked like a tray.
That's not what you
And that's
said.
what you get. It was obviously gonna, yeah, but you
But
said.
that was a box because it had a lid.
But you said.
How many pints deep are you?
Not many, about 3. So you mentioned the fact that it was empty.
Can we get a
It's
waitress?
obviously going to be empty, isn't it? You don't get brought over a full rack of chips.
But an
Move
empty
tables.
box isn't a tray.
Apparently, it's all in. Ludovic's all in. And 2 players all in. So we have ace jack for Ricky and
How do you
nines.
tie your shoelaces in the
Classic
morning?
race. And it is the 9s of Ludovic are ahead. It's
Brick.
the ace jack of Ricky.
Brick.
And Ludovic
Big clap of
will
the hands.
win that hand. Looks like a double. Looks like he was the player at risk.
I'm still not getting it. What is a box? What is a box? Give me the definition of a box. It's not a hard thing to do. Right? And then you close the lid. Right? What is a box without a lid? It's a tray.
The tray needs to be quite shallow. To be a
No,
tray.
it doesn't.
No, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It absolutely does.
Look at the definition of a tray.
I will do. I'm going to.
It says a box without a lid.
It really does. A tray is generally quite a shallow thing.
Just admit you're wrong.
No.
On microphone, just admit you're wrong.
I could see it from your point of view, Simon, but then we would both be wrong. So why would I do that? What are we playing? We're
Paul
playing
Haycock.
Hold'em? I presume we're playing Hold'em.
What is a box?
Oh, we're being corrected. We are playing Omaha.
What is a box? Yeah. Is it a tray with a lid? There you go. Paul Haycock says it is. Paul Haycock made back-to-back final tables of the main event. He's right.
Anyway, so we're playing PLO.
That's too deep.
Dory's throwing some chips across. Dory's picked this one up. Dory's pretty much bossing this. Piling up chips.
Two cards.
Playing PLO.
What? What? There's a raise. It's 14,000.
I think. Yeah. Julian. How would you say that?
I wouldn't,
Julian?
JP,
You just
because I wouldn't have a
bother
list
saying
of people's names like a geek.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to go with Julian,
I just say seat 8.
but he's in seat 7. So you haven't even got that right. Absolute
Because there's an
imbecile.
empty chair. There's an empty chair there. That counts. It counts. It's a real thing.
Anyway, he's put out a maximum raise in PLO. Brigitte looks like she's going to call. Brigitte. See, I know that because I have a list of names.
There you go.
Done my research.
So, just
Like-
so you know, when Brigitte, she was a short stack at this table. She had a triple up, then a double up, and another double up within the first orbit.
I think
Hang
that was
on.
directed at me, but I don't really care.
Sorry, there's an implication there that this final table started before we were allowed to go and commentate. What's going on, Lee? Thought we were like your guys. So we have
and a set of
aces and eights.
That is a nice one. Outs though.
And it looks like we lose
We lose-
Julian
we lose-
in 7th.
We lose seat 7.
I am struggling with my fundamental counting skills, Simon. How many players have we got left now? Yeah, we do. You lose him in 7th place.
Seat 7 in 7th.
What seat did I say it was in?
12.
Oh, he's in seat 12 then, clearly.
Okay. What was his name?
Julian. Or something similar.
Nice.
Very nice guy, actually. Played a bit of poker with him this week. Very nice man. Kept getting there against me, but
That's not what you said. That's not what you said at the bar.
Yeah, I did.
You called him a really rude word,
I didn't know.
which I would not pronounce on the stream.
I think so still playing PLO. It's just Brigitte and Dory in the blinds as we see a flop of ace 2 7 2 spades, king of clubs on the turn. So there's 2 clubs, 2 spades out there. 5 of clubs on the river. That was after a small bet from Brigitte. Dory announces flush. 9 10. Brigitte loses. Dory adds to her stack.
Ricky Buckland guy in seat 3.
Yeah.
He's up there as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he had a bracelet and a silver yesterday.
So it's basically a straight shootout for player of the series between these two.
There's somebody already in there.
Yeah, but where are they from? Where's he from? Well, Austria then. Yes, but we just don't tell the Austrians. If they win player of the series, we don't tell them.
So Ricky raises under the gun, takes it down.
It's the rules.
So, still playing PLO, which you do seem to be playing for a long time. Hope the dealer realises it's a round of each, but it's gone fold. We're all the way around to a small blind, which is Joe. Joe completes. And Ricky checks it, so we're going to go blind versus blind to the flop, which is Jack, Queen, Jack, 2 spades. It goes check, check quite quickly. We have 6 of spades on the turn. Check, check. And then King of Diamonds on the river. Joe bets 5k. Possibly 4k. No, it is 5k. And Ricky folds.
His little list of names again. Easy for you to say.
He was.
Who's your favourite name on the list?
Ooh, that's a good question. I like that question. It's quite intelligent. Somebody write it down for you, Simon. I don't know. I think
He told me to say it.
Ludovic Masculine. I mean, Ludovic
Masculine.
Masculine. That is in luck. It's I mean, you and I aren't experts in
masculine.
Masculine Ludo.
Ludovic is
pretty cool. I mean,
what seat is he?
That's it's the fourth from the dealer. I'm going to say that's seat 5.
He's not incredibly masculine, is he? Ludovic is not masculine.
Okay, because we're in a great place to talk, aren't we?
He's a big guy though. I'm a little bit scared.
Right, so there are some cards, there are some players. It looks like Brigitte is in the hand against Ricky, who would have been swined. It looks like Mika in the big blind is in, so I'm going to make the assumption this was limped from Brigitte and then called out the blinds. So we have a board of, we've been checked all the way through. We have 3 hearts on board, 9, 7, 3 of hearts, 5, 10. Ricky's checked and Mika has reached out for 4,000 in chips. Brigitte's checks her cards and folds. And Ricky folds. Nikita shows the 5 of hearts. And we'll take down a small pot.
You or the other guy, seat 4. What's his name?
I'm going to claim that one.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. What do you think? Mika, my colleague wants to know who has the better beard, you or me? What do you think? My colleague wants to know who has the better beard, you or me? It is true.
No,
but mine has more grey. Mine does have more grey.
Well, yours is incredibly unkempt these days. Whereas I think Mika's is a little bit more coiffured.
Yeah, I go along with that, but
well kept.
You weren't clear with your definition of better.
Well, better being more attractive.
Well, it's all a subjective thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
What's attractive
right.
to one person is attractive to another.
I don't think
different.
that's true. I think there's a subjective version of attractiveness.
What? Does that even make sense?
No.
Yeah.
But people out there, whoever's watching, they don't know what subjectiveness means.
Well, they do.
No, they don't.
Guarantee the people watching are more intelligent than you are.
I think you're overestimating the
Guarantee.
APAC public. Oh, Lee is shocked and appalled. We've got 23 people watching. I take that back. What I said about Wcoap people a minute ago. You're all incredibly intelligent and lovely. Have we got 23 people watching? God, word has got around.
By the way, I didn't say they're all intelligent and lovely. I said they're more intelligent than you.
Can I just say this is my first go at commentating?
It really
this week.
isn't, is it?
This
This
week.
Okay, sorry.
And we've got 23
I
people
apologise
watching.
for not letting you finish.
I mean, I'm not after any awards. But if Didier can win one for Personality of the Year, then surely there's one out there for me.
Yeah, but this is the thing. So you're a poker player. Diddy's a poker personality.
I'm not a poker player.
We've got that, haven't we? We've captured that. We can
I'm the
clip
first. I'm the first to admit.
We can use that. I think 18 of those 23 are Ricky's mates. What do you reckon, Ricky? There's 23 people watching. I'm saying 18 of those are your mates. Joe, you got any friends watching? Anyone say hello to? Anyone say hello to? Sorry, play your hand. Play your hand. We'll come back to you. Right, anyone say hello to? Mel, Brandon and Stu. Paxo. Alright. All the Heldon, was it? Howden WhatsApp crew. Big shout out from Joe. Railing your man's a victory. He's doing alright. He's here on the final table. He's got some chips.
Saturday swap.
Dory
swatch.
in seat 9 has a boatload of chips, but it's a very swingy game. It can change.
I stopped talking then for 2 minutes and it dropped down to 20. And now it's back up to 21 now that I've started talking again. 22 now. Literally, as soon as I stopped talking and back up to 23. This is brilliant. So I stopped talking for 2 minutes, but we're at 23 when I stopped talking. JP's talking some nonsense and it goes down to 20. I switch on the microphone again and now we're 24 now, by the way. Everybody, just as a live update. There is poker happening as well, but the most important thing is we are up to 24 viewers because I'm talking on the microphone. Oh, but I've just switched it off and now 22.
Literally stolen my point, which was that everybody that was everyone catching up from my points. It takes time for register. So it's in essence, stop talking.
Tomo's ringing me.
Isn't he on the table over there? Wearing
Hello, Tomo.
his H&M summer gear.
Hello. Hello, mate. What do you want? Hello.
We are about
What
to
do you
hold
want?
him.
What do you mean my commentating's not very good? I've got 22 viewers.
23 now.
I know. Where are you now? Have you gone?
So
Have you gone back to
Ricky
H&M?
Under the Gun has opened to 15.
You're not allowed to swear on the stream.
Looks like we're at 3 and 6. Come round to
21
the
viewers
big
now. You
blind.
started talking. Oh, back to 20.
And Joe folds. Ricky will take that.
He's just put a comment on saying Simon Shish. Why is it excellent that Todd Wood's watching?
Because Todd Wood's an excellent individual.
He's
And
a nice guy, is Todd Wood. but
Every
I don't-
time I look down at Jack 6, I think of Todd.
He's a nice guy, Todd Wood.
He's a
I won't
legend.
hear a bad word said about him. His friends and the company he keeps, however, he really needs to.
What company does he keep? Anyone
I
specific?
won't.
you
I won't
wanna
name
call
names
out?
on the
Okay.
stream. No. But
I mean,
TT.
I think
Needs
TT's
to-
a
needs-
legend. TT's a hero.
TP
You're just jealous of his looks. Let's be
Of
honest.
his looks.
Absolutely. Properly handsome man.
I'm jealous.
Absolutely, yeah.
Jealous of his stud playing ability.
Can we tag him? Can we tag Tony? Ricky says we're talking about TT. So you talk about Tony. because we know who he is, as everybody should.
Nobody
And-
should know who
And
Tony
Todd Wood
Shrewsbury
does also support a decent football team, unlike your good self.
Birmingham.
No,
But he's Brummie, right?
he's a Wednesday fan.
But he's not from Sheffield.
Yeah, he is.
He's a Brummie.
I've always assumed he's from Sheffield.
He hangs out with all the Brummies. He's a Brummie.
He does hang out with some black country people.
Oh, we're
Right,
all
Joe's
in.
all in. From the button in an open pot. Joe's moved all in for what looks like about 60k, which will be most of Ricky's stack, so he's having to have a think about this. It's probably about 75% of his stack. And Ricky folds, Mika folds, so Joe will take that down. And then we'll ask Ricky to tell us after the tournament what he had, because that was clearly a decision. So we're still playing Hold'em, and it's Ricky's button, which means it's Miko small blind, Ludovic big blind. Brigitte will be first to act. Fold from Brigitte. Dory quickly folds. Action round to Joe, who folds. Ricky folds. Mika folds. It's a walk. 3 chips for Ludovic. Ludovic's being railed by his Belgian colleagues.
Viewers, and I haven't been talking. 29 now. What have you been saying to them, JP? Yeah, 29. Yeah. Go on. What were you about to say?
So this time Dory's under the gun. She puts out a raise of 15,000. Joe folds. It's folded round to Ludovic and small blind who folds, and Brigitte quickly folds. So Dory will add to her already significant stack of chips as she multitasks, playing with her phone. Looks like Candy Crush, but not really sure. It does seem to have a significant percentage of the chips in play. If anybody is out there and able to say hello in the APAT thread, please do. We'll give you a shout out, bring more people on. What time is it home anyway? What time is it here? I don't even know. Okay. I'm guessing if you're following this, you're a big supporter or you have a horse in the race.
What time do you think that makes it back home?
Trades 12.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
So this hand has gone completed Fro Brigitte in the small blind and check from Dory, so it's blind v blind. Still playing Hold'em. And it's Jack 8-4, 2 spades, check, check, and 6 clubs on the turn. Check, check again with 5 of hearts. It's gone check, check. Dory quickly shows a set of 4s. Which is good enough to beat what looked like a pair of kings. Shout out to Drew Cloak, Andy Hall, Dave Kingswell, all railing their various horses watching us. Thanks for being there. Railing Joe. And we are still on Hold'em.
Sent us a message. Don Roberts, England captain Don Roberts.
And what does Don have to say? What does the legend of Don have to say?
He says, loving the commentary, guys. Probably means me more than you.
Clearly.
It's 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay, it's quarter to 11. Quarter to 12. UK.
Cheers, Don.
The match of the day. You two, no contest. Thanks, Don. England captain, Don.
Don England captain Roberts.
Don Roberts.
He's not actually clear on who's winning that contest. He's a Hammers fan, so surely we lose that race. He would have probably watched it live, to be fair, yeah.
Okay.
He's
But
like,
now Asa McGrath is trying to start up a conversation with Don Roberts in the chat.
yeah,
Not
that's
sure
not-
how much I like that. Should get her in.
I'm alright with that.
But they should probably be listening to the commentary and watching the.
Asa, also a former player of the series, I'm assuming, from his 2 bracelets in one day, and then did he get 3 through the week, or? Yeah. So we are, I'm going to say first year in Manchester. Yeah, first year in Manchester.
Do you think Asa wears all 3 of them on his wrist at the same time?
No, I think he only won 2 bracelets, and then
I think he won 3.
bronze as well. Maybe he'll correct us if he's
I
out
think he won
there.
3. Tell me,
Almost come on the Wolves.
Asa, tell me. I think it was 3 because I think I remember having a go at you because you put them all on the table at the same time while you were playing another event, which was a bit arrogant. just proud, a bit proud.
So in the poker that's happening, for those that are out there, Dory's raised the button.
Second,
Ricky has now pushed some chips across the line, which looks like it looks like Dory's opened to 15. And Ricky's made it 48. Which is a pretty interesting raise out of a stack of 68. We are, I believe, playing PLO. Dory's having a little chat. She says she can't call, it's all in or fold. These two, by the way, were heads up for a bracelet yesterday. And she folds. It was Hold'em. I beg your pardon, it wasn't PLO, it was Hold'em.
Dory at the beginning stages of a tournament. Like I've always just looked over and she's just at a final table or having her photo taken with a bracelet. Like did she just get automatic entry into the final table with like an average stack of it, and then just builds it into a massive stack?
I can confirm that she was sat right behind me at the beginning of this tournament.
Did she get start with the same number of chips as everybody else?
I can't confirm that because she was sat behind me, so we were like back to back, so she wasn't actually on my table. I'm going to assume so, because I'm guessing the rest of the table would have maybe said something.
very different outcomes to your two tournaments, to be fair.
Very. Yeah.
Oh no, Don's talking about football and Ace is talking about football. And Tomo's just trying to start a conversation with anyone.
Hello, Tomo. Friend. Chat friend.
Hi everyone.
Right, so back to the poker. We've had... Looks like Ludovic has opened and Dory's put a big old chunk of chips across the line. Decision will be back on Ludovic. Bit of chat from Dory.
What's wearing today?
Oh, Tomo was resplendent in fashion.
It was that outfit was genius. H&M and it was box fresh.
And Ludovic
Box
folds.
fresh.
Dory
You
adds
can
to the
still
stack.
see the folds.
Gets back what she just lost in the last hand and more. I have a bit of fun reading Ricky's messages over his shoulder. This could be fun. It's a Gamblers Anonymous.
Steve wants to know why I've raised to 48 when I've only got 60.
Alright, Steve needs to understand the intricacies of pot limits. Hello, Steve. To be fair, I think I might have said on comms I thought it was Hold'em, so your horse is still alive and not doing too bad chip-wise. We have a very significant chip leader, but he's not far away being the best of the rest. Probably is, looking around. So Dory opens again to 15. Folds around to Ludovic, who's getting a massage from one of these Belgian compatriots, and he folds. And Dory shows something, but I didn't catch it. Dealer's arms are in the way. Ace Queen, I believe. Somebody shouted.
Tuesday, Tomo. So, but he's seeing us next Tuesday, but I'm sure we're seeing him tomorrow for the heads up.
Ace was saying no, he finished second in the last one. So is he claiming 2 golds and a silver that year? And is he claiming he didn't win Player of the Series? Not really sure. There's a whole little chat going on there, isn't there? Who's safe for another season? Is that Millwall? Is that why he hasn't beaten anywhere else?
Tomo's a Millwall.
I know, but he's saying High Pabble's safe for another season.
Yeah, probably.
Does that mean Millwall are safe?
Probably.
Right, weird. So Mika
all in.
has moved all in from the button.
By the best beard.
Best beard on the table. I would go
Best
on
beard,
that, and
best
it's gone
beard.
fold. It's a good beard. It's very tidy.
Well, that's what makes it better.
Oh well, it's this. Are we going to have the conversation about subjective again?
Would it harm you to give it a trim every now and then?
I do give it a trim now and again.
And your beard?
Hey. Well, I was going to say, it's surprising you don't have any children because you knock out the dad jokes left, right, and centre. But it's also a good thing you don't have any children. That you can barely look after yourself.
Yeah, that's a fair point. If anybody in the chat does have single daughters, I am open to offers. Needs to be good at ironing.
Okay, so Ludovic's moved all in and on the button. and Dory folds. Ludovic shows Ace King.
Yes, go on now. Cook for making the final table of the Headhunter. Good luck to her.
Looks like Brigitta's going to move all in. Brigitta's moved all in from the button. It's not a lot. It's maybe 30,000. And Joe's announced call, so we're going to have a show. Joe's got ace 8 of clubs. against King Queen offsuit. So it's the ace-8 of Joe versus the King Queen of Brigitte, and it's King 10-4 2 clubs. That is an action flop. 2 of hearts. It's ace or a club, and it is the 9 of spades. So Brigitte's going to get the double.
Are they in the money yet?
A player wrist doubled.
Yeah, but they're in the money. Oh, congratulations to them all. Did they get a free drink? I haven't had a free drink for any of my final tables. There were so many. Did I? So many final tables.
You're right, so we didn't get any for our 15-15 tournament. They just couldn't be bothered.
I forgot you made the final of that. Well done.
Thanks.
Yeah, they have absolutely been very good to us this week. Lovely bits of nibbles.
Yeah.
Where they like come round. Strudel stuff, and the coronation chicken was very good.
So we are still on Hold'em. It's folded round to Dory's button. And Dory folds. Joe's announced all in the small blind. Quick fold from Ricky. So Joe will get some of it back by picking up the blinds. Tell Don Roberts off for swearing on the chat. I mean, you know, language like that you don't expect from someone like Don, do you?
Don Roberts is a pure gentleman of the game.
Absolute gentleman. This is why I'm so shocked, if I'm honest. I know football rivalries run deep, but he's referred to. He's used rhyming slang for White Hart Lane, which absolutely. Oh, Ian, that's disappointing. You've probably already done this. Oh, hello. I did. Right, so Brigitte's moved it all in from under the gun +1. Let's come round to Joe, who's having a think. So Dory's folded. Joe's got a decision. He folds. Doesn't look happy about it, but did it reasonably quickly, which we like.
His t-shirt says "Keep on riding."
Ricky has
Riding what? Horses?
Ricky has asked for a count or a bit of clarity. Showing his whole cards he folds, which, yes. and Mika folds, so Brigitte should she picks up those.
Gareth, I think Dory has about 300k. Would you agree, JP? Gareth has asked how many chips Dory has. I would say about 300. Well, JP's never had to count 300,000 chips in his life. She's got about three, which is, I reckon she's got half the chips in play.
Okay, so right, we're playing PLO. Joe and Ludovic are all in, and it's aces and kings. Joe has spades with a queen of diamonds as his kicker. Doesn't look like Ludovic has any suits. So it's 3, 6, queen with clubs. And another queen. So Joe has now hit trip queens on the turn. and a deuce. So it looks like Joe's going to pick that up. Flush as well. He had the trip queens for the win. I was wondering why he'd push the... It looks like he's covered.
Knowledge by JP there.
What did you expect?
Not as much as this, if I'm being honest.
I was pretty confident Joe won the hand. I was just curious as why they pushed forward the cards without the two queens in, because the trip queens were good, but then I didn't see the flush back door.
No, I understand what you got wrong.
You understand why I'm an idiot?
Yeah.
Thanks for that. So we are down to 5.
On a limb. I think Dory's going to win it, and Joe's going to come second.
Okay. Is that because they are first and second in chips?
No, it's because Dory's first in chips, and Joe has the most supporters in the chat.
Okay.
So I'm a crowd pleaser.
You're a man of the people.
I want to be there with them.
Yeah. Okay, we have big blind only. I'm a bit confused. I thought Dory had folded a big blind, but no, it's big blind only in this hand. So Dory's folded. Joe with his newfound chips puts out a raise. And Mika has announced all in, which apparently is 51. And it looks
That beard.
very well kept bid. I have no issue with that at all. It is a very well kept bid. And Joe is...
That's a reluctant call.
Joe's going to put him all in, because... So it's quite a lovely little on hand. So we have 2 aces for Mika with a 2 and a 4, and he has hearts, and we have 9-10 Jack King. So we have 7 Jack 4 on the flop, 5 on the turn, and a 7, and Mika with double.
Spread the joy. Thank you.
Get the button one more time.
Yeah. In the first table, there was a situation. I was button 4 times in a row.
Wow.
Lucky you.
And I didn't win any of those hands.
Unlucky you.
Yeah, but trips they're in the same player's hand. My only confusion was why he'd push those certain cards forward. I was completely clear on who
Dave
won.
Kingswell's wrong to pick you up on.
I'm saying it's completely wrong to point it out. Yeah,
I wouldn't say that,
was
Dave. If you're still
fully
listening,
aware of who'd won.
you may well have turned off by now. But if you're still listening,
Yeah.
I don't agree with what JP said about you.
Yeah, the winning player had turned trip queens, but then backed into a flush, which I hadn't noticed. Just made the winning hand even better. I was looking for the other players' outs. They didn't arrive. My only confusion was when the specific cards were pushed forward. Ricky has fans. Ricky has a rail. And Dory has. Where is Dory's principal railer, by the way? Principal live railer. So we're playing PLO, and Dory's completed from the small blind. Joe's checked. So flop is Jack 6-5, 2 clubs. It's gone check. Now we have another 5 of diamonds, And Doris checks. Joe puts out a bet of 7,000. Dory mutters something about having nothing. Seems like she might want to get involved, but lets it go anyway. Don, to your question, I will get Lee to verify because he is the man in charge, but I'm pretty sure that's 2 p.m. Vienna time. So if you want to be watching the live event stream, that's going to be 1 p.m. for you guys railing. Cheers for the lols, Dave. Thanks for being there. Gareth, what do you reckon? Who are you backing for this? So, Joe for second doubles a player up. I see what you've done there. I like it. Okay, so back to PLO, or we're still on PLO, I should say. Mika has opened under the gun. He's popped in 15,000, which is at 3-6. So Brigitte has folds around to Ricky, and Mika will add to his stack. No worries, Don. Don was asking a question, Lee, tomorrow. Main event, final table, 2 p.m. That's Vienna time, isn't it? So if you're watching at home, be on for 1 p.m. Yeah. Yeah. Lee confirms that, Don. Cheers, buddy.
Cracking looking final table as well.
It's a great looking final table. You've got obviously Chris Webber. You got Chris Louth, who's come over with Chris Webber and Dave Howard and those guys. You've got an amazing picture heading up the forum, which looks like the worst imitation of Usual Suspects ever. Ben Burnhill, absolute ape, stalwart, travels around, supports the Scottish team. Just a gentleman. Gets a lot of abuse for looking a bit like Des, but I mean, that's very harsh on Ben. He's far better looking than Des. I'll come back to that, but Dory's open for 15,000 from the cut-off. Ricky folds a small blind, and Mika kicks a big blind into touch, and that is another pot for Dory. So, yeah, we've got Warren Brooks as well, who is someone I've probably only known for the last 2 or 3 years from turning up to the World Series, playing the mixed games mainly, and even when APAT hosted one at the Goliath, hosted an 8 game, he was there. Won a bracelet last year playing Chinese. Already picked up a silver medal this year, but now he's on the final table as ship leader. And Revert Fleur, not one of the UK guys, but played loads of the APAT's event. Played the whole series back in 2014, and just travels around to the events in Spa, events in the UK. So, yeah, a lot of regular faces. With some locals in there as well, so it's a great mix. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So, we've gone... I'm looking to see if Ricky's got cards. I think we're blind v blind here. So, yeah, it's Mika versus Brigitte at a 10-10, 7-7 board. Mika puts some chips out. Brigitte folds. Oh, Gareth. That's mean. Do you think so your money's on her to crush him again? Is that what you're saying?
You get quicker to your break. Yeah, fast forward.
Were you on the final table the other night? Lee wants to know. Where did you finish?
So, playing Hold'em. And Ricky is under the gun. Rifflin Ricky. Puts out a call.
Race, JP. Think that might be a race to 18,000.
Yep. It takes it down.
It was a race to
Yes.
18,000. I was right, and you were wrong, or
Still not sure because I didn't actually see Joe.
and did he actually take it down?
I didn't. No.
No,
didn't-
because there's a flop being done, isn't there, JP?
No, so I think you were wrong about the raise. I think it was just a call. How much is in the pot?
You're not really up to speed with this, are you?
It looks like I might have been wrong.
Is this why you get confused when you play?
I'm still actually pretty sure it was a call.
But who raced?
Nobody raced.
Look at the amount of chips in the pot. And look at the blind level.
Ricky's confirmed he did in fact raise.
So, is that an apology? Or
No. I think you were right. Why would I
But-
apologise?
well, for being wrong?
Hang on. People are wrong. A lot.
I'm not.
So, if we apologise every time we were wrong, Simon, we'd do a lot of apologising.
Every time you were wrong, you wouldn't be.
Finish that sentence
you wouldn't
quickly.
stop-
You
you
just
wouldn't
sounded
stop-
like a
you wouldn't
blundering
stop
idiot at the
talking to me, would
moment.
you?
So Dory and Ricky are seeing the river, and we have King, Queen, Deuce, 8, 3 on board. No flushes out there. Dory's announced all in. Gonna put Ricky to a
Have been missed? Have been missed. Yeah, as soon as we know when the schedule is out, Lee said he'll promulgate your first.
And I don't think you have the queen.
So this hand is Dory's button. And Dory's pretty much just putting a big old stack of blues in from the button, and the blinds fold. She's bossing it. Gianluca, Italian captains, come over to rail, or probably maybe ask for some money for something. Gianluca, you come to rail, or just ask for some money? No. Oh, gets a rub down from Tom. This time, Dory owns 20,000 from the cut-off. This is Mika's big blind. Okay, Mika's going to make the call. So we're going to see a flop. We're playing Hold'em. And flop is 3 of clubs, King of spades, Queen of clubs. It goes check, check. 5 of diamonds on the turn. Mika will be first to act, and he announces all in. Interesting. The 5 of diamonds didn't really change anything. And Dory open folds 10s. And Mika will take that pot.
I didn't want to overbet. Only 40.
Ach so, jetzt spielen wir ein anderes Modell. Billiger.
More cards, more problems.
Okay, so we are back on Hold'em. And hang on. Dory's put a bunch of chips in. Looks like she's going to pick up the blinds again. Yeah, everybody folds.
Monsters again.
If Scott Wilson is around or ever listens to these, but his mate's just moved into the dealer seat. His favourite dealer.
All in?
Yeah, well, pots. I don't know if that's
A
right.
pot is the pot.
Joe announces pot under the gun. Doesn't know if it's all in or not. Says it's close. Or a word like close. Close? I don't know. Where's Joe from? Dory's put him all in. So we are all in. Right, so Joe has Ace Jack 7-3 with 2 suits. Dory has 3, 6, 5, 7. We got. Dory announces she can't win. But Joe takes it down. Nice double.
I think he have the figure picture in my heart.
You were very loud.
No, just stay.
Just
Long night.
of course, it's in my last day.
It's not often I'm right, to be fair. You get 40 now.
So Ricky under the gun. And Ricky moves all in under the gun. Our dealer Boris, I think it is just going to check that is he has enough or not enough to move all in. Looks like he does. Dory looks like she's going. Yeah, Dory has made the call. And it is just a call. So decision on Joe, who lets it go. And Dory flops a straight, and we'll pick those chips up.
So I had the fridge, and he said, "Why are you betting that on your stuff?" I said, "Because I know I'm good." And then we kicked it.
I think you don't have the queen because
But I know
see
I'm
the
good
tail
on
because
the
you don't
turn.
have the queen and I open a nice river for
Yeah, I
the
know I'm good on the turn, but
I can win.
well played anyway.
I call just for the bluffing in the river.
Yeah, I was calling him blind, but once you call, I don't want to hit a draw, miss, and end up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I call just because I think you call too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two blinds.
But yeah, I wasn't even looking at my cards if you hadn't called, and then it's.
So we've lost Ricky. We're down to 400. Still playing PLO. Dory with the significant chip lead. So let this one go. So it's come around blind v blind. And Joe's completed. Mika's going to call. Flop is 397, 2 diamonds. Face that down.
Only black cards. I hand that. No hits.
And a 9 and a no flush draw. Herr Flammen, bitte.
There was 5k in the middle one. In the stack. Dirty stack.
Bonus. Der 3 ist jetzt ausgeschieden. Bei ihm wird das Spiel immer gewechselt. Geht es beim Button davor oder beim Button danach?
Okay.
Frage. Bessere Frage.
My bad changes the game.
Right. Yeah.
If you didn't get it.
Yeah, I did wonder.
I don't want.
All in. Brigitte v Dory. Apologies for the lack of pace of updates, but it's bloody hard to keep up. Dory has King Jack, which is going to be Brigitte. So we have Burst and Medal Bubble. Brigitte is our 4th place finisher. And players read the medals. So we are now 300. So we have Dory, we have Joe, we have Mika. So it's England v Finland v Italy. So yeah, we're playing Hold'em, and Joe's announced all in the gun. Dory says yeah, and makes the call. It's going to be easier to follow. So Dory calls with ace 8-10 of hearts, beg your pardon, against an ace 5. So Joe's hit 2 pair. Dory's hit a. Whoa, there was a sweat because that was dealt very quickly. But Dory turned an open ender, but did not get there. So Joe doubles through Dory.
Quite a maximum hit on the flop. Maximum hit on the flop.
Still a sweat on the time.
La chiamata di tratto non sono mia parte. Pronti via in noto al tavolo o sono chip leader io con un'altra ragazza li porto via i resti in una mano. Tac.
So Dave Kingswell says to Joe, now go gold.
Joe gets a shout out from Dave Kingswell. A medal done, go for gold. And we're still playing Hold'em. It's Mika's button. Mika folds. Dory announces raised. Gets quite aggressively asked how much by the dealer, which is like well within Dory's rights to take her time and announce how much. And Joe folds. So this hand, we're back to PLO. So, or maybe we shouldn't have been. Seems to have been some confusion. Too many. He's having a little smile now.
Numai plâng va benissimo.
And aren't we playing Hold'em now?
It has just accidentally dealt a. It has just accidentally dealt a hand of Omaha. What we should have been playing Hold'em, so that hand has been mucked and we are redealt. Dory has pushed out a raise, and that will take down the blinds. So this hand's going to be Mika's button. And Dory's small blind and Joe's big. This time she completes. And Joe checks. So we're going to see a flop. Interesting dynamic this, because Dory has so many chips. But you wonder whether the players are going to wait to play more of the PLO rounds where she's absolutely limited on how much she can raise. And maybe see a flop where obviously you've got a lot more drawing hands. So in this hand, Dory has led for 10k, which has been quickly called by Tom on an ace queen by Joe. Sorry, on an ace queen ace flop. 6 of diamonds on the turn. It's gone check, and Joe has led out for 20,000. Dory's picked off some chips from the top of her stack, having a riffle. And she's... I'm not really sure whether she has announced all in by putting a stack across, and Joe's quickly called. Dory doesn't seem to like it. So, it is... She's hit the ace. He's hit the 6. He's actually flopped... turned a boat, I beg your pardon, for having flop trips. And that will be a full double for Joe. Like Dory called with the flush draw, low pair, not seeing much more in her hand. There was basically Jack 4, 4, 9 with 2 hearts. And she put the player to the test. Player had the answer.
Without a 6, do you call anyway?
I think I have to with what I've got left. I don't like it, but I was thinking, please put up on the turn.
Now it's dangerous.
Dory now down to about 250. Yeah, another 40 on top of that. Yeah. Really balance things up.
Might get a pizza.
So we're heads up to the flop, same two players. Oh no, we're three-way to flop, I beg your pardon. So it's ace, queen, queen. And it's gone checked all the way around.
Absolutely nothing.
And Dory had flopped the absolute world and got nothing. So it went checky check check to the floply. All three players involved. And the flop came ace, queen, queen. And nobody wanted to get involved. Dory's now taking the pot, and of course she had ace, queen in the hand.
Oh, what a life.
It was PLO, so I guess.
Quick change of dealer.
That guy's only just arrived. His name to me is always going to be Scott Wilson's mate. Because Scott Wilson had such ridiculous banter with this guy yesterday. It was nuts. You know when you have that guy who turns up angry and somebody just charms him into being the complete opposite within no time whatsoever? This guy was... Simon was asking, was it Dwayne? This guy was far angrier than Dwayne.
So Mickey makes up the small blind and Dory checks her option. Checkity check on the flop.
Same on the turn, so the board is now 8 of diamonds, king 3, 4, couple of clubs, 4 of diamonds on the river. Mika's checked. Dory shrugs and checks. No one seems to want to show their cards. And Mika takes that one.
Little more than 2K.
So stacks have massively evened out now, Lee. Joe and Mika have just confirmed he's got a stack carrying stack about 230. We established that Dory was around 250, a little bit more. So
I don't know what you just said, JP, but Ian Thompson says impossible.
well, is that just an isolated word?
I don't know. Are we playing that game show where some of the answers aren't actually possible? Yeah, untenable.
Ian's going to have to elaborate.
Is it called untenable? No, it's a different one completely. There's one which is called impossible, where if you answer a question, actually it's not possible, but you answer it, you lose points. Yeah. So if I said, what year did Simon Brooke win the main event, World Championships?
I know the answer to that.
It's impossible because he's never won it. Oh, Dwayne. It was to do with Dwayne.
Ah, okay.
It's to do it.
It was a subjective thing rather than a fact-based thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I've never said anything that was fact-based. It's impossible.
Obviously not.
Only subjective.
Yeah, every hand. We have commentated every single hand in detail.
That might not be 100% true.
Also entertained along the way.
So
it's on the way back up since I've been back
Joe
on the mic.
and Mika
Graph is going that
to the
way.
flop. I think I can see. Yeah, Dory doesn't have cards. So Joe puts out bed. So Joe's going to take this one down.
Of course we do.
Be folded.
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly, people would have to pay a monthly subscription for this sort of entertainment.
Do they really?
No, most people find a way of getting a link, don't they, these days? Yeah. We just provide the link for free.
Cheers, Simon. So I'm going to pay attention to the dealer to work out what game we're playing. Oh, it's apparently sold. So it's
Two cards
Joe's
then.
button. Yeah, 2 cards.
Clue is in the cards.
So Joe leads out 17,000 at 4-8. And Dory calls. That's after Mika got out of the way. So it heads up to the flop between Joe and Dory. The flop is 3 of diamonds, king of diamonds, 6 of diamonds. Joe leads out for 11,000. Dory quickly calls. And then we have a queen of diamonds on the turn. So, anyone want to see any more diamonds? Dory quickly checks. Joe this time reaches out for looks like the 20. Yep, 20,000 bet. So the action's on Dory. She's having a think. She's had a look. Now she's put a stack across. So, put one of her 20 stacks across. Looks like she might be one yellow chip short, so and there it comes, yep. So it's another 20k bet on the turn being called. And then the dealer puts out the ace of hearts. Dory very quickly checks.
Winner of this hand's very much going to go back chip lead, Ian.
Very much right, you're rightly. So Dory's changed. Action's on Joe, he's having to think. Against blue chairs and pushes over a stack of blue chairs. What's that, Lee? About 45?
50, I think.
Yeah, you're right, 50. So now she's talking in Italian, looking at Joe. You got a view here, Lee, on what the players might have? She looks like she wants to go. She really looks like she wants to go.
The trouble is, it's the the 4 diamonds out there that's the problem. I think I'm kind of thinking she's possibly got, I want to say 2 pair, and I think she's probably concerned that Joe's maybe sat on the ace of diamonds.
Yeah,
that it feels that way.
Yeah,
But then she's thinking, well, can he have it? The
ace of diamonds makes sense because he's been the aggressor throughout.
Exactly. Yeah,
He would have got better and better forward.
Yeah. Bear in mind, she's playing from the big blind as well. She could even have Jack 10, but then she wouldn't have probably played on that flop. So
but Jack 10 2 pairs the same, isn't it? In this scenario?
It is. But I'm not quite sure whether she'd have gone there with that. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering whether she has got something like King Queen. I mean, it could even be as strong as a set, but then it's the diamonds are still the problem, isn't it?
She's let it go.
The diamond is still the problem.
She's reached across with the card. She hasn't actually released it from her hand yet.
You can see at bottom right of your screen.
You can actually see the tension, even on Lucy's face. The update does.
And eventually
she eventually does let it go.
Joe's going to win that one.
I mean, what if you had Jack 10, like you said, Lee, with the Jack of Diamonds, which is a second nuts?
Yeah. But you still got to be concerned that
absolutely,
because the raise is the pre-raise. It's a horrible spot. So basically on that, so JP, basically on that, Ian thinks they both had flushes. Asa reckons Dory had a set, and Don Roberts reckoned Dory had the Jack for sure.
Jack of Diamonds.
I'm assuming that's what he was thinking. Yeah, which does make, as we were saying, does make sense. No jack, but she had diamonds. So Dory said she had diamonds, but wasn't the jack. And it seemed quite truthful.
Same two players with a far fewer chips in this time. They're now seeing a flop of 6, 8, 10 queen with 2 spades. Joe saying he didn't realise Dory had checked. He pushes out a bet of 9,000, which Dory calls very, very quickly. Oh, actually, he's 10, so maybe he'd announced 10. Or maybe 10's the minimum. We're playing 5-10.
Yeah, we're playing 5-10 now.
5-10,
5-10 JP.
And King of Diamonds on the turn. It's gone check. Dory points at Joe in a way that says she's not too confident. Dory actually had 2 pair, 8-6.
Dory scoops that one. On we go. So we're back playing pot limit Omaha now. Blinds 5,000, 10,000. 3 players left. So it's Dory's button this time, which means it'll be Joe in the small blind. And it'll be Miko in the big. So Dory just calls. As does Joe. Option on Miko, he says raise. So he's raised it up to 40,000. And Dory's counting out chips. And she's called. So that's going to be 90,000 in the middle. So they both limp in. Raise from Miko and Dory's made the call. 90,000 in the middle, and the flop is Queen, Queen 4. Seven on the turn after it goes check, check. And 3-5, so ace 2, 3-5 was Dory's hand, and that's going to be good enough. Great hand for high-low.
Not amazing on a board with a pair of queens on.
Yeah.
Don't want to go too crazy with it, do you?
No. So Dory actually I think she apologised a little bit for playing that hand, but nothing wrong with it. Well, no, it was the I think it was the call pre.
Especially free-handed, I wouldn't.
No, okay, you're happy with that, yeah?
I am, yeah.
We'll go and try and find out what's going on. I'm looking over because they're over in the other corner of the room, Dom. But it's Dawn's still in. I can tell you that. That's for sure. They look still to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 handed still. I think so. But JP says he'll go and just check a chip stack to let you know what it is. But she's still in for sure anyway. Tom is actually blogging that on the APAP forum as well. So if you want to, I'd say hand for hand, but Lucy does hand for hand. Tom does sort of hand for, well, every once in a while he does an update, but you know.
So I've had a wander over to the final table of the Headhunter. There's only Dawn Cook on here that we know, that we recognise. As I've turned up, she said seat 1 or seat 2 as it actually is for the first player to act is knocking people out for fun. And yeah, he does have the comparative stack in front of him, so he's basically looking at a stack of 5 to 600 in front of him. Beyond that, there's not a great deal in it. I mean, Dawn in seat 3 is playing, gonna say about 55k. Played to her right. Looks like he's stacking in 40s, so he's playing about 100 odd. As I'm over here, we're 3-way to the turn with the board reading 10 Jack 4 6, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds.
In the call, and it's Queen 8 for Miko and Ace 6. It's the Queen 8 that's at risk, and it's King Ace 9 looking for running cards, not going to get them, and we're going to lose Miko in 3rd place. Very well done to him. So we are heads up.
First card, big blind, small blind.
So the dealer just confirming what happens when we're heads up. And off we go. And JP's back from the Headhunter. I saw you chatting away over there, because obviously so I just left you to it. But I hope people at home were hearing whatever you were saying.
I was chatting away, and then I got a shout from you that something was going on here, so I stopped talking. But in essence, the information I'm guessing the guys watching at home want to know is Dawn's looking amongst the shortest in chips over there, but it can change.
Heads up, and I mean, this just seems to be like the story of the week, really. It's Dory going for a bracelet. try and work out where we are chip count wise. Let's have a look.
Gonna give it 65-35 to Dory Lee. So we're playing PLO and Dory completes. Joe checks. Flop is 6, 7, 10, 2 spades. Joe checks, Dory bets. Joe calls. We say a turn of an 8.5, 8 of hearts, so the board's got very straighty.
Yeah, I think they started this hand about 360, 240.
And then it's another 10 of spades on the river. So it's gone checked by Joe. Dory announces a 10. Oh, full house, in fact.
So yeah, Dory announced full house, and I think Joe pretty much said fold.
What else would you say?
I think the reality of it is Joe's just got to get used to silver's going to be his colour. I mean, that's pretty much the way it's going to be. No, he's not. He's not Simon Brooke who just wins silver. Trouble is, though, Simon, money can't buy you gold, can it? Money can't buy you gold. Oh, can it? Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Well, it can't buy you an APAC gold medal. I'm
very true.
assumingly. I'm looking at you.
Just
checking.
I haven't checked eBay lately, but I'm assuming not. No.
Sorry, do you need to be more specific? It can't buy you an APAC World Championship gold medal. So we've got. I was about to announce the board, but
Literally, Joe literally went about 10 millimeters towards his chips, and Dory just folded. So.
So we're still playing PLO, and it's gone complete and check to a board of King 10, King 2 spades. So the turn is 3 of hearts. Joe reaches chips. Dory has a look. Lets it go. No action this time as Joe folds his small blind button. We unhold him. So Dory's announced she's playing heads up tomorrow. She wants to hurry up and get this over and done with. So she wants to speed. Yeah. She wants to speed up this. So It's gone complete to flop. And it's Queen 8's Rainbow. Dory reaches for chips, 15, and Joe folds. Ian Thompson says, "Where's Gabby?" Oh, fair enough. Did you hear that, Tomo? He said apparently he loses 1,000 on cash. So Dory needs to win to break even. Do you get that, Tomo? Jonathan Bottoms says Joseph. There we go. And bang on cue, Gabby turns up. Tomo, fucking legend.
Gabby turns up and says, "Please, my friend," to Joe, "please you win this heads up." He doesn't mean that really.
Yeah, whatever, Tomo. English only.
So Gabby's saying that whilst he's waiting for this final table, he's just losing money playing cash. So it's Dory's fault, basically. So Gabby wants us to advance at least second place prize money, yeah, if we can, yeah. Brilliant. If you heard any of that, very much that's Gabby basically saying that whatever Dory wins is Gabby's as well. It's not enough. Yeah.
I mean, bless Tomo. He must have very low standards because he says this is great TV. I imagine, yes, Simon. He does think you're still commentating. Well, he wouldn't think it. That's
Dory
what he'd be reacting to. Oh, he said some mean things about you anyway. Actually on the thread.
She says aces.
Did you see that? That's not necessary, Ian. We don't do that. Yeah, Ian, I'm working chronologically backwards. I don't think Joe was bluffing in that hand at all.
We are honoured. We are honoured. Look who
Dave,
we've got
you
dealing
may be
for
half
us
right
now.
and half wrong.
He saw the camera. He wants some TV time. He's told he gets a bonus for TV time. Yeah, that's what we agreed. We agreed that. We have our floorman dealing for the time being. Yeah, and his name's Floorman. They're all called Floorman. Yeah. So they're seeing a flop of Queen King 8. Dory wanted spades. He's not yet. Dealer's not yet realised that actually whatever she asks for, she normally gets at these final tables. So Joe bets 10, and Dory's going to call the 10. We'll see a turn. Jack of diamonds. So it's 2 hearts, 2 diamonds now. And Dory bets 40,000.
shout from Dory about making all in, and Joe folds. He could, Ian, but he doesn't have a microphone right now, and we think that's probably for the best. What do you reckon?
No, it's not short. See. Ace, king, queen. Wow.
Dory. Dory pushes over a stack of blues. She's good enough to take the hand. Says something about double suited. Yeah, she said 6 high. The Malvern crew are backing that up. Well, the rest of us didn't see it, but basically 6 high. 2 6s, 2 4s. Good enough to win it. And we are now playing Hold'em. It's been folded. So we're going to a flop on this. We have 5 Jack 2, Rainbow. Dory reaches, pushes out 20,000. We're playing Hold'em, by the way, because we are intermittently interacting. Joe's made the call. Using some yellows, which draws a look of disgust. And it's gone check on the 8 of spades turn. Action will be on Joe on the Queen of Spades river, which... And Joe has 3 10s in his hand and a 5. And the 2s and 5s that Dory had are good enough to take it down. So Gabby might not be here, but Cartello's come over to rail Dory.
I reckon Dory's about 4 to 1 chip lead now. I think it's about 120 to 480. I think. Yeah, feels about right.
I'm not going to argue, Lee.
Yeah, it's about 4 to 1 chip lead.
I feel like Stuart Barnes to your Ben K right now.
Okay.
Lee does.
Hang on, what was that, Simon?
Nobody gets your shit rugby references.
Lee does. The fact that you don't and it annoys you pleases me.
Do you have
and
any other
people?
topics of conversation other than rugby and beer?
Do a bit of football.
No, he doesn't.
Tiny
He's
bit of
Sheffield
poker.
Wednesday fan. Sorry, Todd.
That's about it. But basically anything that annoys you pleases me. At this time of night?
Yeah. To be fair, Simon's a little bit hangry. He wants food, and we said we're gonna have something to eat once this final table finishes. So.
So it's Dory's fault. So playing PLO. Dory's completed from the small blind button. Flop is 4-5 Queen Rainbow. Goes check. Another Queen off turn. Joe leads out 15,000. Dory picks the cards up. She's folding. Odds 4. Joe picks up a small pot. So back to PLO. And it's Dory with a small blind button. Makes it up to 30. Trying to follow what Joe said, whether he's called. Yeah, Joe's potted it, and looks like Dory's called, so we're going to have some action here. Joe doesn't have a great deal behind, so this could be pretty critical.
So this is going to be the hand which would make this either be over or very much put Joe back in the game, JP.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here we go then.
So 6, 10, 10. 2 hearts is the flop. Joe will be first to act.
I can't see how Joe's not putting the rest of these chips in here.
I mean, that's exactly what Dory's thinking, because she's literally reached
She's pretty much ready to call. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
She
had them ready to go.
But Dory,
Joe says I've totally missed, but he's kind of committed to it, really.
So Joe has ace queen, 3 8s.
And Dory's on a flush draw. Joe's actually ahead. Technically, Joe is ahead at the moment, but Dory's on a hearts flush draw. 7 now puts Dory ahead, so Joe's going to need to hit now. And a jack's not going to help, and that is going to be it. And we're going to have, I'm going to have our winner. So we're going to just sort out some photos here, which I will do, and we will get that done. So hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll leave JP to just quickly say goodbye for tonight, and whilst we sort out some photos, and we'll catch up with you on another stream tomorrow.
Yeah, that'd be great. But I'll do this one here, so I've got this for the...
Guys, I'm sorry, tomorrow I win the top.
Cioè tu sei andata rotta in draw e hai preso Jack arriva in chips. Tom, are you doing him there or are you doing chips near?
No, I can do him here as well. It still works.
Era già buone 7.
Damma merda merda.
Cos'è quel porto lì?
Ma smettila che non capisci nulla, pollo.
No, ho capito. Scusami, sì, ho capito. Hai draw la dama, ok? Però se
se tu hai vinto il braccialetto hai vinto con Jack e Dama.
No, la vinto con 7, era già buona con questo, perché l'altro c'ha tipo K donna e qualcosa 2-2, tipo.
More photos of Dory.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Who does she think she is?
You can learn something of it.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy because I take my money and got the keychain. I think that is better than
Thank you so much.
Would you
I'm
like?
very happy for the event today.
Vuoi fare la foto con me?
Yeah.
Indietro, ah? No.
Okay. Good. There's a big shiny thing on there, mate. It's touching the legs. Thank you, guys. Awesome.
Well played, Dory, well played.
Respect.
Well played,
Two bracelets. And we lost!
And another, and he's still down, wasn't he? I know.
Win the leader. I win the leader. A
So
bracelet.
you still need to win player of the series and the bracelets for a game. Okay,
Sorry, late. How much the bracelet? Because
Is it that bad, is it?
it's got a cash table that you need to pay.
If I lose this final table, I don't play like one.
And how many does she get now?
No, there's that considerable now up to 39, and the leader before that was 36. So she's three ahead now. Erwin was leading. But I won't have to take it until the morning. So first going to be when I get up at 9 o'clock